Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Sheriff, Worthy wasn't just a deputy. In 2015, I know he was recognized as Deputy of the Year.
He was.
To have him go...
I can tell you there had been some other disciplinary action and internal investigations. As you said, he was in, I want to say it was 15. He was, it was 15 or 16. He was Deputy Sheriff of the Year, not only for our agency, but for the state of Florida through the Florida Sheriff's Association. I can't explain to you why we're standing here today having this discussion or this conversation, but I can tell you that you know, when you look at something like this, you have to question or wonder what leads to that.
11 about a deputy arrested and fired. The sheriff says they found him living in deplorable conditions with guns, drugs, and children inside his home.
Now, all new at 11, we're hearing from the people who live next door. News 6's Troy Campbell joins us live outside the Brevard County Sheriff's Office. Troy, you spoke to neighbors. They say he caused a pretty big scare last night.
Matt, several neighbors tell me that they heard loud noises coming from the home, followed by yelling. They say as more officers showed up and time went by, they decided to leave in order to stay safe.
They heard what they thought was
Their 2015 Deputy of the Year refused to open the door. Officers were called there after a neighbor called 911, hearing gunfire.
They didn't say we had to, but they recommended that we leave the house because the SWAT team was imminent.
Investigators say Brevard County Sheriff's Deputy Nicholas Worthy was arrested on charges of child neglect and drug possession. Officials say Worthy and his live-in girlfriend stayed in the home for about 10 hours with a 2-year-old child, ignoring officers' requests to come to the door. Paso says he returned home at about 6 a.m., and by that time, the couple had come out.
He was outside and he wasn't handcuffed, but they used those ties, you know, those plastic ties. And the wife was sitting on the curb with the child, so we knew that they were safe at least at that point.
Deputy Worthy sitting down for this interview in 2016 after being named Deputy of the Year by the Florida Sheriff's Association.
That's when I flipped on the blue lights and reached for the door handle.
Brevard Sheriff Wayne Ivey says conditions inside the home were deplorable, with dog feces and trash covering the ground in the area where the couple's 2-year-old child played.
When you look at something like this, you have to question or wonder what leads to that.
And Sheriff Ivey fired Deputy Worthy this morning after his arrest. Worthy has since bonded out of jail. Investigators say the 2-year-old child tonight is with DCF. Matt, Lisa.
Troy Campbell reporting live tonight. Thank you.
Well, about an hour ago, a former Brevard County deputy emerged from the same jail entrance where Sheriff Wayne Ivey announced his firing.
Deputy Nicholas Worthy and his live-in girlfriend Rachel Trexler are facing child neglect and drug charges. Brevard County Bureau reporter Melanie Holt is live at the jail for us tonight. And Mel, just 2 years ago, the same deputy was being recognized
for his courage in confronting an armed suspect. Then he was recognized by both his agency and the state as the Deputy of the Year. Do you have anything to say about your arrest? Recently fired Brevard County Deputy and former U.S. Army Ranger Sergeant Nicholas Worthy had nothing to say to us as he bonded out of the Brevard County Jail on charges of child neglect and drug possession. But Sheriff Wayne Ivey told us he was disgusted by the deplorable conditions found inside of the deputy's Vieira area home today.
There was dog feces all over the house. There were firearms, ammunition, other types of just trash, litter, food.
The sheriff's office was called to Worthy's Indigo Crossing subdivision for a report of shots fired and a woman screaming. But when the sheriff's office arrived, no one answered the door at the home Worthy shared with his live-in girlfriend and their 2-year-old.
We just saw one of the sheriffs. He had a rifle out and some body armor going on. I think they're waiting for the SWAT team.
The sheriff told us his agency needed a warrant.
There was evidence of gunshots that had been found that were consistent with what the neighbors had heard.
Worthy and his live-in girlfriend, Rachel Trexler, were both arrested in a scene far different from Worthy's 2016 recognition as the Florida Sheriff's Association's Deputy of the Year.
I can't tell you how just absolutely disgusted I am over someone that worked for our agency that would live in those conditions and would certainly subject their child to those conditions.
Without elaborating, the sheriff did Animal Services. We're live here at the Brevard County Jail. Melanie Holt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
New at 11. Neighbors of a local man fired and facing child neglect and drug charges told us what they heard before he was arrested.
My wife and my youngest
New within the last hour, the former law enforcement officer's live-in girlfriend also posted bond tonight. Good evening, I'm Greg Warman.
And I'm Martha Sagowski. The former deputy and his girlfriend were arrested today after investigators found a little 2-year-old child living in a house with dog feces, drugs, and
another police officer advising us that that we should leave the house because the SWAT team was coming.
Joe Passos lives right next door. Deputies say inside Worthy's house, they found 2 loaded and unsecured guns, trash, dog feces, and drugs, including marijuana. The couple's child has been placed with DCF and the dogs are with Animal Services. Reporting live in Brevard County, Samantha Manning, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago. And so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if some, if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.